Hey y'all, it's your girl Koya Renee, and today I will be doing a video just on tips on how to maintain your bundles for up to a year. So if you all are looking forward to knowing how to keep these bundles looking fleeky all year long, then stay tuned. I don't know why people always stick out their tongue. The first thing that I want to say, y'all, is you want to treat your bundles as if it was your natural hair, y'all. That's the most important rule. Treating your bundles as if it was your natural hair, y'all. So the first tip is making sure that you deep condition and wash your hair at least once a week to every 2 weeks. And when you're washing your hair, you want to make sure you're not using any cheap shampoos. I mean, some are good, but you want to make sure that you invest in a good quality shampoo. It doesn't have to be super expensive, of course, because some affordable ones, a lot of affordable ones, can definitely get the job done, but you definitely want to make sure that you are investing in quality products because we spend so much money on our bundles. So we definitely want to make sure that we're doing our best to keep up with the upkeep of them. So once you've gotten your shampoo and conditioner, you shampoo your hair. I would say shampoo your hair twice. When you do on your wash day, you want to make sure that you shampoo your hair twice. And the reason I say shampoo your hair twice is just so that you make sure you get all the oiliness or yuckiness or anything that you may have placed in your hair. Like for me, I put a serum in my hair sometimes. When I crimp my hair, I put spritz in my hair. So you definitely want to make sure that you shampoo twice so that you can get all that product out of your hair. And then the next thing you want to do is when you're deep conditioning your hair, you want to you don't have to leave it on for hours or anything, but once you put the conditioner on your hair, you want to make sure that you're brushing your weave thoroughly. So you brush your weave thoroughly. And what I like to do when I'm deep conditioning my hair is I wrap my hair once I'm done brushing it, and then I put a plastic cap on, and then I'll shower, wash my face, and then I'll just wash my hair out. I make sure I put a plastic cap on while I'm doing it, and then I wash my hair out, and that pretty much is a go. All right, y'all, so the second tip is, y'all know how I said treat your weave just like it was your natural hair. Just like you don't put too much heat on your natural hair, don't put too much heat on your weave. Believe it or not, it causes your weave to break. It causes it to get really brittle, especially if you're, one of those people that bevel your hair or flat iron. Did I say bevel? Nobody says bevel anymore. Like, that's old. But if you're one of those people that flat iron your hair every single day, that's a no-no. That's gonna make your hair shed and get really, really brittle, just as if it was your natural hair. So definitely try not to use as much heat. So that brings me into tip number 3, and that's to wrap your hair. When you're wrapping your hair, you don't have to use that much heat. Your hair will maintain the straightness. If you want to maintain the silky straightness of your hair, definitely wrap your hair. Use a silk bonnet, y'all. Use a silk bonnet so your hair will maintain its luster and its softness, and you won't be sleeping on a cotton pillow sucking all the life out of your hair. So definitely make sure you invest in a silk bonnet. They're fairly inexpensive, y'all, so making sure you wrap your hair. The fourth tip, y'all, is to make sure that you keep your hair detangled. A lot of people like to go throughout the day not detangling their hair. If you wear your hair down all the time, definitely make sure that you're detangling your hair. Invest in some sort of paddle brushes, or some type of. Sometimes I like to use my dimming brush. I like to use that brush sometimes. It works good for my natural hair and it works good for my weave. And I just like to brush my hair sometimes throughout the day. You don't have to keep brushing it, of course. just keeping it detangled, you know, definitely keeps the longevity of your hair, because if you go throughout the whole day without having brushed your hair at least 2 or 3 times, then sorry, I had a burp. If you go through the day without brushing your hair at least 2 or 3 times, then your hair will get frizzy. It'll get really nappy up in the nape area. Like, you definitely want to make sure that you have a handy dandy paddle brush next to you in your purse, in your bag. Keep it on you, man. What tip am I on? I think I'm on tip number 5. So tip number 5 is do not cut your wefts. Some people cut their wefts, I guess, so they can like make their sew-ins flat or whatever. You listen. If you one of them girls that invest 2, 3, anything over 200 is a lot of money to me for some hair anyways, y'all. But if you are investing in your hair, you definitely don't want to cut up the wefts, you know, because that's going to cause the hair to shed a lot, which all hair sheds. I don't care how good the hair is, it's going to shed. But when you're cutting the wefts, that just makes it more prone to shedding a lot more. So if you want to cut it, I guess, to just make it flat, then at least only cut the top. Like, if you want to cut it, don't cut each bundle up, because you want to be able to save your bundles for each install. You want to be able to keep wearing your hair, so definitely do not cut up your wefts. My 6th tip, y'all, is to use some sort of serum or some sort of something, a heat protectant, something to protect your hair and to add just some softness and some shine to your hair. You know, in between washes, you're going to slowly but surely start to like strip your hair of its natural lusterness, if that's a word. I don't think it's a word, but you're going to strip your hair of it, and you know, over time your hair is just going to start to look dull. So you want to keep some sort of serum with y'all. I like to use Paul Mitchell's Skinny Serum, as you all seen in one of my other previous videos where I did my straightening of my hair routine. You all can go check out that video too, by the way. But use some sort of serum, y'all. It makes your hair soft, it's lightweight. Don't use any heavy serums, because you don't want your hair to be stiff or anything. So use a lightweight serum. If you have a deep curly, or if you like to wear your hair in a natural state, if it's really curly, I think you should also use a serum for that as well. So definitely invest in some serum. And the deep curly hair, I see a lot of, I don't really wear deep curly hair. I'm going to invest in it one day, definitely. But I see a lot of people carry their spray bottles with water and conditioner in it, just to keep it some shine and softness, and so that it won't be napping up over the days and over the hours, or however long you're having it. Y'all know what I mean. Okay, moving on. So my 7th tip is, y'all, every couple installs, or every 2 or 3 installs, or after every time I bleach my hair, I like to trim my ends. And the reason you need to trim your ends, only a little bit, not a lot, y'all, just a little bit. Trim your ends just a little bit, y'all, just so the ends of your hair won't get nappy and frail. You want your ends to stay thick and pretty. You don't want them to start thinning and looking all brittle. And just like your natural hair needs a little trimming sometimes, once you've had your bundles for a while, like, I'm not saying the first couple installs trim your hair, but if you had your hair for, let's say, about 4 months, definitely try to trim your ends, just to get rid of some of that brittleness from the ends, because they definitely get fried over time. So you want to trim your ends just a little bit. So my 8th and last tip, y'all, is hold on, y'all. I told y'all about brushing your hair. I had to just brush my hair, y'all. Look at that. Mind you, y'all, I done had this hair for a month, and look at this. See that shine, baby? Yes, honey, yes. Also, y'all, I got this hair from True Glory. But moving on to my 8th tip, y'all. My 8th tip, y'all, is to place your hair in between installs when you're not using your bundles, when you're wearing your natural hair, when you're getting braids, or whatever, you just want to not wear your weave anymore. In between installs, place your hair in a nice, safe place. Don't just throw it in the drawer like my sister does. She likes to just throw her bundles in the drawer, and then when I have the install, I have to try to detangle and rip out most of the hair because it's just been sitting in a drawer getting stale to death. So what I like to do in between my installs when I'm not wearing my weave, I wrap my weave up. I wrap it just like the bundles came. You know how the bundles come wrapped back up and with the rubber band thing on it. I take just one of those little black tie things, and I detangle my hair. I don't wash it because I wash it the day before I install it, but I just brush it out really good. And I like to keep, a lot of companies nowadays are packaging the weaves with these little silk bags, and I keep my silk bags. So what I like to do is store my hair in the little silk bags when I'm not using the hair. After I've detangled it, I just store it in the silk bag. Then I can put it in the drawer, making sure that it's nice and safe, you know. Don't just throw it in there because it's going to get really dull and really dry and beat up. So definitely make sure you store your bundles in a nice, safe place in between installs. It definitely helps with the longevity of your hair. Alright, y'all, so those are my tips for keeping your bundles lasting for up to a year plus. I kind of don't recommend keeping your hair over a year, y'all. Like me, I don't keep my hair over a year. I honestly don't keep my hair over 10 months. I just like to have new bundles. But my hair still looks really good even after a year. So if you all just stick to these tips, yours definitely will do the same too. And also, y'all, make sure you invest in some good quality hair. Don't be buying hair from Bonquisha from down the street and she got different red and yellow and green streams coming from the wefts of her hair like she done bought it from your local beauty supply. Y'all, look. Don't invest in some good hair, y'all. Invest in some good hair, and not all you know, hair is cheap. I know hair is not cheap. If you have to put like some money aside so you can invest in some quality, do so, because it can last up to a year. So just think about it. You know, you putting $50 aside, put $100 aside, you know, keep saving in installs like that, and before you know it, you'll be able to invest in some hair that can last you up to a year. So it's definitely worth it. So y'all, I am done. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. I feel like that's like so corny to say. I wish I could be more original, y'all. Like I said, I'm getting used to this YouTube stuff, y'all. So just bear with me, y'all. But anyways, make sure you all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Koya_Renee. And I love y'all. Bye.